Hello, I'm Jack Smith. This is Destini, Ramsey, and the one and only Kevon Owen. We're here talking about counseling stuff, and we got on the subject of love. Speaking of 1 Corinthians chapter 13, the love chapter. One of those things that it mentions is that love does not boast. Kevin, what does that mean?
Love does not boast. Well, pride and love don't really go well together. And as we can be in the points of I was right and you were wrong. It can be in the points of boastering like your accomplishments or your intelligence or your earning. You start putting those things into love, and you're going to create points of resentment.
Doing those things are not loving. It is causing resentment in relationships that you are trying to have or to maintain or to start, and that's not loving. You wouldn't want someone to walk up to you and be like, I earn $500,000 a year, how about you? It's not loving to do that.
All money in our account came from me. It all came from later.
Yeah, when I do marriage therapy, it's interesting to me when I hear boasting from either one of the spouses. I'm thinking to myself, like, aren't y'all a team? You either both win or you both lose. So you should be boasting as a group or together, like, oh, my wife is so good at this, or oh, my husband does this so well, instead of being defensive about the other person and then the other person boasting about how good they are. In marriage therapy, you're a team. This is very interesting that I see that often.
Being loving, you're also supposed to want to share things with one another. So whether it's money or talents or accomplishments, you want to share joy with someone, and being joyful for someone and for yourself is different than boasting.
You might find that those places where you're boasting, they might also be places where you're harboring insecurity, or you might be aware of someone else's insecurity. And so this is positioning me as over you, or me as better than you, or me as just trying not to feel like I'm a failure in some areas. Really, boasting is a cancer if you allow it to grow, because all it's doing is just pushing someone away. Whenever I'm not boasting, when I'm humble, what I'm doing is I'm trying to draw you close, I'm trying to share, I'm trying to be on the same level, in the same place.
Yeah, boasting is synonymous with pride, and pride has no place in a relationship as well. If you want to have a good relationship, whether it be a marital relationship or even just a platonic relationship with a friend, one thing I tell people is be willing to apologize for something you didn't do. And that sounds crazy, but sometimes I might say something to somebody that's a really good friend of mine, or even my wife, and it might come off in a way where they take it a different way and they're hurt by that. I can't say, well, I didn't mean it that way, you just took it the wrong way, you get over it or whatever. I have to be able to say, hey, I'm sorry, I didn't realize I did that, and I'm not going to do it to you again. It's the idea of letting go of your pride, being humble, and that's one thing that Paul talks about in 1 Corinthians, that you can't have love and then boast. It doesn't work.
Maybe you've practiced boasting for a long time. Boasting is something that usually is a part of the way people communicate. And if that's something that's in your life, becoming aware of it can lead to changing it, and B, trying to break the patterns and the systems that have propped up the practice of boasting can be a big task for you to go through. Sometimes that takes counseling. Sometimes if you allow boasting to run wild long enough, you find all sorts of spiritual issues like pride and sinfulness, but you can also find pathological issues like narcissism, like manipulation, it's crazy how far the opposite can go. Love is a lot of things, but love is a choice. You choose not to be prideful. You choose to be kind. You choose not to boast. And sometimes we need some help learning how to choose or being more effective in the way that we love.